New bidder.
Nothing. I thought this thing was gonna go for 6 grand. Oh, my heart is pounding every time. Oh, this is a freaking steal. 4250 for a 2013 Q7. It looks pretty good. Looks like all we need is a headlight, hood, fender, that little grill, and that's about it. Copart says that it runs and drives. I'm either sick in my head or I'm a genius. I mean, it has no check engine lights. Everything seems to check out pretty good. Fixed, this car is worth well over 10 grand. It should be a pretty easy sale at 12 grand. It looks like it needs maybe $1,000 worth of parts. Well, with the hood, maybe 1,500. You can save some money on the shipping. As you can see, Copart's partners are offering me 800. Can't do is go to Scissor Shipper. I've used them a few times for motorcycles before, put in the info. I posted it up and right away we have these companies who send you immediate quotes. And just like that, we have saved ourselves $200 versus the Copart offer delivery, which was almost $800. I paid $560, so now I still have to pay $5,500 to Copart, but that's another story. So at some point while we were trying to get it off the trailer, I was just like, we should be able to just start it. Copart said it's run and drive. Well, I start it and immediately it dies. So that's not good. And of course my first instinct is something I should have done right away is oil. It has it. It is at minimum. It is very dark, but it's there. So I guess that's good. Accessory belt and supercharger belt look okay. Oh, I hear dripping. Oh, we got coolant leaking out of here. Good to know. So I guess there's no need in checking the coolant level. We know that that leaks. So my hopes of this being just a fender and headlight project are over. There's an auxiliary radiator back here, and I'm assuming we're leaking out of that, which is not very surprising. As you can see, we can sort of kind of figure out what happened to this car. This here is fur, probably deer. There's some damage in the hood, so maybe it kind of bounced off. I don't know, who cares? I also did notice that the front tires are nearly bald. Hopefully they weren't planning on driving on these for a whole lot because winter is coming. We should scan the codes. That's always the first thing I should do. Why do I? Engine code for cylinder 4 pressure too high. That is something I've never heard of. I didn't know that code existed. I have no idea what it means, but it definitely doesn't sound good. The good news is that it seems that it was activated in 2022, basically a year ago. I'm hoping that that was just a glitch and I don't need to worry about it. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. See what happens if I try and start it up again. All right, let's give it another shot. It sounds fuel related. Son of a bitch. Okay, she's running longer than she ever has. And it sounds pretty solid. Okay. Maybe it just needed to build up some fuel pressure or something. Everything sounds okay. I don't know why it had such a hard time starting. Makes no sense. I should probably open the garage so that I don't choke and die. I'm still waiting on fender. Also a pair of these grills. I still have hope that I can repair the bumper instead of replacing it. And I also still have hope that I can repair the radiator support instead of replacing it. But we got the radiator and we got the headlight. There's this tiny little leaf in there, which is and probably a pain to get out. Yes! First priority I think will be to install the radiator so that we're not leaking coolant. have received the new fender. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the same color fender. I'll bring this to the paint shop before it's installed. I don't know. Maybe that would save me some money since they won't have to mask it as much. I really tried finding the same color parts, but it was just not possible. If you guys have been to this channel before, you know that I have a dog, Zion. You've met him before, and as of recently, we have a little addition. Nico, he's a year and a half old. He's an American Pit Bull mix, and he's a very good boy, big lover. There's one question that still remains, and that is, what am I gonna do with this radiator support? Last time I kind of tried piecing it together and seeing if it would be feasible to plastic weld it. I think that's still an option, but that will be a lower quality solution. I just test this out on this piece right here, because this is not just regular plastic. This is seems to be like some kind of a fiber reinforced situation going on here. I'm not really sure what it's called, but we're gonna try and add a staple right here. Yeah, so the staple definitely doesn't want to stay inside. And melting it doesn't really do anything. So, okay. We're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, and by that I mean we're gonna have to order a new radiator support. I've ordered a new radiator support, so that's gonna be on the way probably Monday. Today is Saturday. So in the meantime, we're gonna work on fixing this bumper. Hopefully, I should be able to fix this and not have to replace it, because that would really suck. For one, we have this impact crack right here, and this is all relatively deformed, so it might not be as easy as I'd hope, but it's also relatively minor damage, which makes me think that even if it's not perfect, it's not going to be too noticeable. You know, bumpers very frequently have damages on them, like rock chips and stuff like that, so it shouldn't be too bad if there's some visible imperfections. See the crack, but there's no more space between this, so all I had to do was just push it into place. The plastic didn't really get warped. All that happened is that it cracked and it kind of got stuck on itself, and that's why I just had to apply enough force for it to line back up again. Here's sort of the finished project. You can't really see the staples, but I used enough filament to fill up the crack. I don't think there's any more openings in there, and it looks okay from the inside. The exterior side, probably should have gotten rid of this a little better. All the wool from the deer, but the crack itself is minimally visible. I'm now heating this up to make it a little softer, and that looks way better already. As you can probably tell by all this mess out here, I've sort of been busy. I did end up removing the radiator support. I did not have that on camera. I had somebody else help me out. I still feel awkward taping with other people around me. The radiator support, luckily for me, it turns out that I did not have to remove all this to get it out. So none of the fluids were drained. I didn't have to deal with any of that. There's these two mounts on each side of the radiator where the radiator support just slides into. We got the fender off, and for the most part we should have everything on the way to get this thing fixed up, except for the hood, but I think I might be picking that up tomorrow from a local-ish part out. Once this is all set, we should be good to go in terms of parts, at least for the body. We don't know how it is mechanically yet. I started up the other day and it was misfiring, so I think there might be some other things we're gonna have to do with this in terms of the motor, unfortunately. Or it could just be bad gas. I haven't really done a whole lot of work to try and diagnose it. For now, I just wanna focus on this, which is probably super dumb, because what if it turns out that this motor has bad compression or something? and then I'll have all this money I've spent on the body. But it is what it is. I'm just kind of dumb. So.